Hello and welcome, Exiles. Today, one update for the Berserker Slammer using Ground Slam of Earthbreaking. Currently, I have worked through some things that I decided I like a lot more in the character. Number one, while I was leveling, I decided I was actually going to go for Crave of the Slaughter as my first ascendancy instead of the Warbringer. So I switched the order of those two because the attack speed just seemed like it'd be really fun. And then also, rage loss happens very fast. And this 2 seconds is actually quite important, I believe, to make sure you maintain rage. So that felt better for a first lab, in my opinion, and I waited on the exert nodes until I was ready for Cruel Lab. So that's a significant change. The other big change is we swapped out of Blood Magic, and all it took was one Mana Leech source. So I have a Jewel with Mana Leech. You can get Mana Leech on a ring. Those two options, Fizz Attack, Leech, Ring, or Jewel, both will work. And then all you need is these 2 points, maybe get a reservation or reduce cost. And then if you put on 3 exerted, auto-exerted war cries as level 1s, they give you basically the same benefit at level 1 as they do level 20, because we only care about the exertion portion. And thus, they're very inexpensive to cast, and they're not really that much of a problem for us, considering our Mana Leech sustains our attack and those war cries and our leap summoning around, and it works quite well. We also have currently, Herald of Purity plus Blood and Sand. I'm probably going to end up swapping this to Herald of Purity plus Determination. Eventually I'm going to get a little bit more reservation efficiency on the character. But right now, the tankiness is completely fine for just cruising through white maps. I'm just not too worried about it. Currently, I will also say we are doing a few things that I like quite a bit, which is number one, we have a minimum of 10 rage, and we've combined this with the rage mastery. This means any downtime of boss fights in the initial part of the map, we always get our getting rage from our war cries, because there are 3 war cries getting procced. And this means we're never going to lose rage. We stay at 50 rage very consistently. And then if we want to start using Berserking, that plus all of our rage on hit feels very good. Outside of that, I also have something I like right here, which is gain 5 Valor when you war cry. With the 20% increased Valor gained, I actually get 18 war cry from the total of the 3 war cries going off all at once. So within about, what's the cooldown on these things right now? The cooldown is 3 seconds. Within about 9 seconds, I get full 50 Valor, which means I can place a full effect War Banner for damage. I might end up swapping this to going for Suppress or some of the other options. Just go tank. I might end up doing just for security of it, but that also procs endurance charges and frenzy charges, which I'm eventually going to grab the mastery here for 100% charge duration, and that's going to be how I end up having permanent uptime on my endurance and my frenzy. Gonna start grabbing endurance charge here, jewel socket here, endurance charge here, and all that other stuff is going to help us out for a lot of our mitigation. One thing I want to add eventually is fortify. I am planning to be a staff build eventually, because I think eventuality rod scaling with endurance charges will be a lot more tanky. I wanted to go axe to begin with just because it's better damage, but I want to swap to that stuff eventually. Speaking of early mastery, I recommend the rage on hit when you're initially starting, but once you get through the campaign, I would swap to enemies kill from the rage gain. Once you have basically once you get the rage from your war cries, that sustains you enough that you can afford to do a mastery like this, and this will take care of annoying porcupines, which I died a couple times too. And then I clicked this mastery and I said, porcupines don't matter anymore. Outside of that, early uniques, Tanuanis I'm not sold on. This is just something I wanted to try out, feel out. It's okay. I'm probably going to go rare instead, because rares are really good now. I'm doing Vols and Immortal Flesh. This solves the degen from Rite of Ruin by itself and gives you a little bit of net sustain on top of it. I just like these 2 items early on. They're very strong. And then I did a Calms. This is not going to be our late game, but early game, 1,000 life. I looked on trade. It was 4C. I was like, yeah, I'm buying that for 4C. 1,000 life Legacy Calms. 2 weeks ago on standard, it was 4 mirrors. So, pardon me. I will take that. Thank you very much. Also, life on rares, use the trade search weighted sums, and that's how you search for those. And then I did the weighted sum search for 450 PDPS axe, and then I scaled it up a little bit higher, and this is the axe I got. We're about to divide. I'm getting tired. I went ahead and did 2 sanctums. I did a quest sanctum and a level 75 sanctum. I did them actually fairly easily on this character, surprisingly enough. I wasn't expecting to be able to do them on the this character, but it worked out pretty well. Let's get into the silo map and I can show you how this character looks. We are at /played, 9 hours and 3 minutes. And this is what the Berserker looks like. I'm very happy with this character. You probably can't tell because I'm kind of tired at this point. Well, this character is kind of just doing really well. It's one-shotting basically every single boss. I haven't had a boss I haven't one-shot yet. And I've been all the way up to T10 maps, so life is going pretty good. And you can see right there how the banner gets fully filled up, and then once it's at 50, I know I can proc it to generate some more charges, so I see my endurance charge drop. Boom, proc the banner, more charges. League mechanic I really like, except for the Verisium ore. Why on earth did they give us back the click and hold mechanic that no one liked from Crucible? Hopefully they can walk back that decision, because it's a bad one. We have basically every single time we slam the ground, we have permanent uptime of our double damage war cries. Like, here, I'll show you real quick what this looks like. If I scroll over, our 6 war cry exerts, we're just always proccing war cries. If we full on spam, we eventually run out, but it's pretty good uptime. That's the advantage of the Berserker versus other ascendancies. They can't do that. They will lose their double damage. Unlucky to them, I guess. And I need some unveils, so I'm buying those. Okay. But anyways, hopefully this is showing it pretty well for you. The idea of where we're like relief slamming around, but we are just pretty much completely sustaining. I could kill this real quick because I can. We're just completely sustaining the double damage hits. You can see it counting down. There's like if we full spam, eventually it won't be up, but it's very little. Like, you don't have to think about it, and it's basically every hit is a double damage slam. As for seismic and rallying, those are always up. And then look at this. Okay, well, I chose a boss with phases, but we would have killed him in half a second. I have been one-shotting basically every single boss I've run into this whole time, and it's so dang satisfying. This character, I am just having a lot more fun than I really thought I was gonna be. Yes, HP bar is gone. He's gonna go to his next phase, and that'll be it for the video. I want to go to bed. You know, 9 hours in, we put in our time. I'm ready to go to bed. Tomorrow we could try to go and push for, like, you know, some other bosses and stuff. Got some Atlas completion, did 2 sanctums successfully. I'm pretty happy with how the day went. This is our Atlas currently, 38 out of 150. Did do a ton. And I'm gonna go to bed. Have a good night, everybody.